Hello, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? You can hear me? Please use the chat box to confirm. Mr. Brown, thank you very much, sir. Good morning to you. You're welcome, sir. Thanks for the confirmation. Oladejo, good morning to you. Thank you. Ekensky, thank you very much. Sure miss you too. Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Inya. Today, thank you as well. Thank you for joining us. You're welcome. All right, we should get right to it. Thank you very much for the confirmations. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, right. It's great to have you join us for today's edition of our morning market review. Of course, on this forum every day, we look at what's going on in the markets as it concerns fundamental and technical setups. We also do this with the hope that we'll be able to pick a few entries from this analysis, okay, on a daily basis, especially for today and for the rest of the week as well. Okay. So without further ado, going to get straight into it. Usually, if you have joined us long enough, you know we start with the major pairs, and then from there we start examining other pairs that we're interested in. Okay, especially for important to get the important key levels and potential trade setups. Like I said, for today, Tuesday, the 16th day of September, and the ones that we can add to our watch list for the rest of the week. Okay. I always also like to add that uh, this is also done on a daily basis with the hope that when you are listening long enough, you're able to come up with your own profitable strategies by watching different analysts on a daily basis. Get one or two ideas that you can add to what you currently do. What is important is to get an edge over the markets. All right. So yeah, me, thank you very much, sir. It's good to have you join us for today. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen now. Just a second. Hi, Felix. Good morning, sir. How about now? Could you confirm you can hear me now? All right, thank you, sir. Okay, so before we get to technical analysis, we have of course all eyes will be on the Canada CPI today, set to be thank you Adeleke, thank you, sir. Set to be released by 1:30 p.m. Of course, it's an important one. Usually, when there are important economic releases like this, it can be an opportunity to take advantage of the sharp price movements that we normally see during such times. All right. So 1:30 p.m. today, we have CPI data release scheduled for that time for Canada. And then, of course, it's no longer news that inflation has been in the talks, and the CPI data, expected data today, is an important economic indicator uh, because it's used to determine the rate of inflation. That's why that is quite important. It's released on a regular basis by major economies. Today we have it for Canada. Of course, a higher inflation rate means your money buys less because everything now costs more. Okay. Um, so focusing on uh, the CPI for card today is specifically looks at purchasing power and how fast the prices of goods and services are rising in an economy. Okay, so for today, it is expected to, if you check forexfactory.com, the preferred economic calendar, it is expected to, according to the forecast value that we have there, be at 0%, be at 0%. Check that. I don't want to head back to that website, but if you check that, forexfactory.com today's schedule, you see CPI release for card 1:30 p.m. And then we have retail sales for the USD as well. Okay, so like I said, the forecast value is expected to be at 0%, down from previous value of 0.3%. All right. So what this simply means is that when it's released 1:30 p.m. today, and if the actual results exceeds the forecast, okay, if the actual result exceeds the forecast, that is any value greater than 0%, this would indicate an increase in inflation pressures, all right? And that would mean we're going to get a stronger Canadian dollar at that time, okay? We're going to get a stronger Canadian dollar at that time. And if you look at pairs like Pounds Card and even USD Card, you would expect them to decline. You expect them to decline, to get bearish. Should we get a stronger Canadian dollar as a result of the CPI data set to be released for 1:30 p.m.? Okay, and conversely, the Canadian dollar could also weaken if the CPI falls short of the expected value. That is, any value less than 2% would indicate less inflation pressure than expected, and then Pounds Card and USD Card will rise. Okay, should we get that right? So that's one would also, you may also want to take advantage of for today when it's released by 1:30 p.m. All right, talking about the CPI data for Canada. Thank you very much, Eddie. It's great to have you too as well. Thank you, sir. Okay, so back on the chart now for technical setups. Right. So again, this is the dollar index. If you're just joining us or not familiar with this is the dollar index. Usually, we like to start from here to understand the direction of the dollar, and then we can relate this to the rest of the major pairs. That says pairs with USD as one of the currencies. Talking about Euro USD, Pound USD, USD, USD JPY, USD CHF, and a host of others, as well as even gold as well, even some of the US indices that we also have. All right. So this is the USD index, this is daily time frame. But before that, I would like to quickly point us back to what we have on the monthly time frame, which we have talked about quite a number of times as well, to get some perspective, like I always say. All right. Now, we're less concerned about monthly or even the weekly time frame as day traders, okay, or intraday traders. All right. We're less concerned about monthly or weekly, okay. Because I believe these time frames, monthly, weekly, are too far out that they really do not have much relevance to us as day traders. Okay. However, you can use those time frames to get some perspective. All right. And I remember doing this multiple times, especially because of this ascending channel that we have here, supported price since 2010, right here. Okay, towards the end of 2010. Fast forward to here, almost getting to that trend line as well. And then here as well supported price early 2021 right there. Okay. And then sometime in July of 2025, price came back to the same trend line that supported price since way back as 2010. Okay, so that is quite significant. Okay, so because this is the Monday time frame, this candle this July candle responds to the trend line support, and then look at the okay, this was June, and then this green bullish engulfing candle was July, all right? Ended as bullish engulfing candle. Okay, but next to that, of course, we started seeing that retracement, and price has now returned to that same trend line support for the month of September so far. Price is back there. Okay, the month of September so far. Right. So moving forward, what happens here will be quite significant for the USD. Now back on the daily time frame. Now it's recently taken out the support level at 96.8, which of course means trouble for the dollar, means trouble for the dollar. And no wonder case like USD and pound USD has been pushing higher prices, pushing higher prices. So breaking below the support level now means that there's more trouble ahead for the dollar. Okay, there's more trouble ahead for the dollar. And automatically, this level at 96.8 flips to resistance, okay? This level at 96.8 automatically flips to resistance, and then support will be back at 96 level. Support will be back at 96 level, all right? So for dollar index, what we now need to see here would be some consolidation below that 96.8 level, which has now turned resistance. All right. So for pairs like Euro USD and Pound USD, we continue to look for opportunities. Right. So this is also as a result of the weak dollar that we currently have. Okay, gold has been incredibly aggressive as well. All right. So having said that, then go to uh, other pairs. Okay, especially the major ones. So I'm going to start with the euro dollar. Then start with the dollar. Okay, so like I said, we're looking for opportunities to buy for euro dollar. We're looking for opportunities to buy. Okay, right about now, it's really high. Of course, no thanks to the dollar weakness or thanks to the dollar weakness, depending on which side you're on. Now, this is resistance. It's now very close to resistance. So if you're already in this trade, I'm sure you would have bought some fantastic picks from this support level. Right about now, it's now very close to resistance, and you do not want to be buying close to resistance. So ideally, for me here, I'll be waiting for some pullback. Okay. This is what it looks like on the 1 hour time frame. The last high that was broken somewhere here, right? Okay, so for me, I'll be waiting for some pullback instead of just jumping in blindly. I'll be waiting for some pullback to give me a more discounted price for entry. All right, that's one way to look at it. And then the other one would be after a break above that resistance. All right, let's see what it looks like on a much lower time frame. Okay, still heading to that resistance, still heading to that resistance, all right? For me, being a more conservative trader, I'll be looking for some pullback, all right? I'll be looking for some pullback, say, into this area, all right, before taking my buys, all right? But if you're an aggressive trader, it will be an opportunity to get straight in for a buy, all right? To get straight in for a buy. However, we have this resistance here, and then we should be mindful of that. Okay, so for me, I would rather wait for a pullback into this area and then buy from there, or wait for price to break above that resistance and then take my buys above resistance, as I do not want to be buying close to the resistance. Okay, that's for Euro USD. Again, to take advantage of the dollar weakness, you're looking for opportunities to buy here. All right, this is the 15 minutes time frame. So, like I said, number one, I'll be waiting for a pullback into this area, then I buy from there, right? As it's already too close to the resistance, and I don't want to be buying when price is close to resistance. Okay. Um, that's one way to look at it. And then the other one would be after a confirmed break above the resistance. That would be the next ideal points of entry. One, after a pullback to this area, or a break above that resistance. Those are the two cases that I'll be looking for me to go in for a buy trade on Euro USD. All right, to take advantage of the dollar weakness. Right. Of course, the Euro USD, similar to pound USD, expect to have the same for pound USD. Right. This is the daily time frame. Then we have levels like this. So for pound USD, I'll say it's just breaking above the resistance right about now at this price level. Right, breaking above resistance here. If you look back, we see multiple attempts at that level. All right. So price is now trading above that level. So again, what it makes is that it automatically flips this level to support. Because price is now above that. Okay, so this level flips to support. And then heading to the 1 hour time frame, see this aggressive break above resistance, we see a follow through as well. So we need the best point of entry for a buy, right? Again, at the end of the pullback, right, for pound USD. So one, I wait for price to come back to retest this level as support, and then I take my buy from there. All right, I'm going to take my buy from there, the pound to USD. Again, we're taking advantage of the dollar weakness. All right, if you look at Euro USD and pound USD, USD is the counter currency here, right? And if USD is weak, that means Euro USD and pound USD would be bullish, right? Because of the USD weakness. Okay, so because this right here, the last high that was broken, right? Price got to this high, we got some shallow retracement, and then that's now convincingly closed above that. Okay, so it would be ideal to see a retest of that level. All right, it's testing it as support. Okay, and then take buys from there, which comes around 1.362, around 1.362. Okay, for pounds USD. All right, let's take a pair that has USD as the base currency now. USD card, for example. Right, USD card, for example. Okay, now for a USD card, I see this head and shoulder pattern here. See this head and shoulder pattern. Here we have the head, that shoulder, and the right shoulder, which in itself it's a bearish reversal pattern. Okay, it's a bearish reversal pattern. So price got to this high, created a higher high here, but failed to create a new high right here. So this looks up at the same level as the previous high. So we have that confirms the right shoulder. Okay, and then see price pushing lower since that happened. Okay, so what would further solidify this setup will now be a close below support at 1.374. Okay, will now be a break below 1.374. That would further solidify this setup. That would further solidify this setup. And because USD is the base currency pair, that means to a large extent, this would also be dependent on the USD remaining weak from the current level. That is staying below the 96.8 price level, as we confirmed earlier. So for USD card on the daily time frame, we have this head and shoulder pattern, which, like I said in itself, is a bearish reversal pattern. All right, it's a bearish reversal pattern. And it's not surprising. USD is the base currency here, and USD is currently weak. So what would solidify this, like I said, would be a break below this support, which is the neckline of that head and shoulder pattern, which comes around price level 1.374. So once price takes out, or sellers takes out that level, then have confidence to continue to sell, confidence to continue to sell. And what would invalidate that is we don't get a break below 1.374, and then it gets aggressive, or this level acts as support, and then we see higher prices from there. Okay, but what would solidify this for me to be a break below 1.374 price for USD. Looking at USD CHF2, again, USD here is the base currency. It's currently sitting at a support level at 0.792, right? 0.792. Again, this is the daily time frame. This is the daily time frame. The daily time frame, don't forget, use this as our anchor chart. I believe this is the best place to start. But as much as possible, I do not take my entries here. But for the daily time frame, using sort of our anchor chart, on this daily time frame, we can determine the trend, get the important support and resistance level. So we use it as our anchor chart where the main analysis is carried out. And then we can go down to a much lower time frame for entry opportunities, okay, for entry opportunities. For me, I prefer either the 30 minutes or 15 minutes. Maybe either 30 minutes or 15 minutes time frame. Okay, so for USD CHF, started on the daily time frame, and then you see price sitting at this support at 0.792. Okay, 0.792. Right. Now, USD is the base currency here. USD is currently weak. So what it means is that we're looking for opportunities to sell. All right. We're looking for opportunities to sell. So because it is now at support, we do not want to sell at support. Okay. We do not want to sell at support. So what we need to see here would be a break, number one, a break below that support so that it automatically hits resistance, and then we now be selling at resistance. Okay, or some retracement from support, and then because it's a significant support level, we would expect buyers to step in at this level. We definitely expect buyers to uh, step in at that level. Okay. Um, the USD card, the candle closes below the support, you wait for the retest or just right. Okay. So I'm going to go back to it. That's USD card for label two. I hope I got that right. All right. Let's quickly conclude here. So for a USD card, now let's switch to say the 15 minutes time frame. All right. So on the 15-minute time frame, remember our support level. Okay, 0.792. All right. You look at the daily time frame, it's right there, 0.792. Okay, but we're looking for a much more ideal entry, and that's why we're taking it to 15 minutes time frame. All right. So you see this break below support, and then followed by a break back above 0.792. All right. So on this 15 minutes time frame, I'm looking for some selling pressure. Okay, I'm looking for some selling pressure below 0.792. Currently on the 15 minutes time frame, prices above uh, that same 0.792 price level. All right. So we'll be waiting here to see what we get next. All right. Now, if this current candle closing bullish, all right, we may see some much more uh, retracement, all right, from USD CHF. So if that would be the case, then I'll be looking at this level. Right, I'll be looking at this level. Then let's see if we can also connect the trend line here. Okay, so for USD CHF, you see this spike, it's beginning to uh, go down, it's beginning to go down, right? So like I said, this level here is 0.792 is support on the daily time frame, all right? So we tune down to 15 minutes time frame to get a much more ideal entry opportunity for USD CHF, okay? Again, we're interested in selling to take advantage of the USD weakness, all right? We're interested in selling, but we do not want to be selling at support, all right? So number one, we'll wait for some retracement into this area, especially if at the end of these 15 minutes, this candle finish closes bullish. All right, it closes bullish at the end of these 15 minutes. Okay, it's closed already, then it's green. It's still very much around that 0.792 area. Okay, so because it's bullish now, we may see some more retracement. Okay, into this area. All right, into this area, and then we take sell from there, right? Or the other thing would be the next candle closes red, all right? And then be also below 0.792. Okay. Right. So we have this bullish and broken candle, which may result to some much more fuller retracement into 0.793 area. Or if we don't get that, and this next candle closes bearish again and below 0.792, especially below 0.792. All right, that would also be our trigger to take sell. All right, below 0.792. All right, so now we go back to USD card. Okay, so what I said for USD card is wait for price to take out this neckline, right? Take out this neckline. If you didn't enter the trade from this 1.387 resistance, then the next ideal thing would be to wait for price to take out the neckline, all right? Take out the neckline. Okay, now this is daily time frame, and remember we can switch to 15 minutes. All right, we can switch to 15 minutes. Okay, so on this 15 minutes time frame, I need some selling pressure around this current level. All right, I need some selling pressure around this current level for me to take sell. Okay, for me to take sell, and then, like I said, we'll continue to take sell until price breaks below 1.374, which happens to be the neckline of this overall head and shoulder pattern that we have right here. Okay, for USD card, the USD card. Victor is interested in the E40, and then Uppan Cornelius, copy. Okay, must be a fan of coffee. Okay, so again, we take this from the daily time frame, DE40 down. All right, so on this daily time frame, we also have what looks like head and shoulder pattern. Okay, and since that happened, you see this becoming bearish since that happens. Okay, so right now, see this consolidation. Here we see this consolidation, all right? And then we would expect a breakout of that consolidation pretty soon. We would expect a breakout of that consolidation phase. This is daily, H4, okay, and then H1, all right, 30 minutes, see what it looks like. Still have that consolidation, still have that consolidation. Let's see if we can connect trend lines here. Okay. This is quite choppy. This is quite choppy. But if you are bent on trading this, then you want to see a break below this trend line for a sell. Okay, you want to see a break below this trend line for a sell. All right. Or if this current candle, which is current candle that is green here, this is 30 minutes time frame. This is 30 minutes time frame. If it closes bullish, all right, if it closes bullish, if you see some retracement on the current level, this trend line is important because it has supported price multiple times, all right? Currently here, we see what is happening currently, back here as well. You see here as well, and then here as well. So that trend line is quite significant, okay? As support, all right? It's quite significant as support. Okay. So what I said is if we get a bullish candle here, we get a bullish candle at the end of this 30 minutes, then we may see some more retracement, all right, from that support. However, if price breaks below that trend line, all right, breaks below that trend line and closes below it, then maybe getting ready for more move to the downside. Okay, we get gearing up for that decline below that trend line. Okay, all right. So I believe you know how to approach it now. Do it 40. I believe you know how to approach it now. I think that's for us. Back. Pounds JPY US 30. Okay, before the profit chart goes, pounds JPY. All right. Again, our anchor chart, the daily time frame. Of course, this is bullish. All right. On the daily time frame, one glance at this and you can tell it's bullish. Okay. So you also now need to wait for the ideal entry point, even though it is bullish. So being bullish means that we're interested in buying. Next is we now need the support level to buy from. Okay, we now need the support level to buy from. So on this daily time frame, we can plot the important key levels. Okay, so we have here, right, here because here it served as resistance, back here as well as resistance, even here as well. Okay, so with that in mind, check H4, check H4, right? You see more confirmations at that same level. And then on H1, still pretty much valid. So for pounds JPY on H1 time frame, what this means is that I'm waiting for price to push to this area around 200. Okay, this area around 200, and that's where I'll be looking for a buy trade around 200 price level. Pounds JPY. DME Olaлекons is gold. Of course, gold has been incredibly aggressive, so continue to take buys there. Of course, we want to be buying at the end of the retracement. Okay, we want to be buying at the end of the retracement for gold. All right. So we'll be looking at 4,000 level. All right. Like I said, for gold, we'll be buying at the end of the retracement. Okay. So I'll be looking at this area for my buy, looking at this area for my buy for gold, right? USDT, okay? So even for USDT, similar to gold, we're waiting to buy after retracement, okay? Waiting to buy after retracement. One look at this again, and of course, this is bullish. This is bullish. So even though it's bullish, we now need ideal entry points for the buy. Okay. Okay. It didn't quite test that level as support, right? You see this consolidation, price broke and move it aggressively, and then you saw this retracement. We didn't quite get to uh, this support level, and now we're seeing some push to the upside. All right. So we need to see some buying pressure around this area. All right. We need to see some buying pressure around that level. Like buying pressure are just being bullish candles. Okay. Just making bullish candles. Because that was similar to US 30 as well. Buy after retracement. Okay. You're welcome, sir. Okay. Any more questions before we draw the curtain for today? Yeah, that's bullish too. A little per day, that's bullish too. If you look at coffee, it's bullish. So you also want to be buying after retracement. Let me see. Yeah, you see it. So as it is now, it's just taking out this resistance here. It's taking out this resistance here. Okay. There's been a lot of rain here, so the network is quite copy. So as long as it stays above this level, of course, expect this to continue to print higher prices. It stays above this level. This level because that's resistance, all right? We've seen multiple attempts to break above that level here. Right here as well. Okay, so now that it is above it, I expect this level to act as support at 411.25. Okay, but if we get a close back below this level, all right, we get it for coffee. Okay, it's now taking up resistance at 411 price. So from this support for pound CUD, from this support level now, around 2.03. Okay, what I now need to see here be a break above this resistance at 2.047, right? Okay, so we're beginning to see higher highs and lows. We're beginning to see higher highs and lows. After that fall, we're now beginning to see higher highs and lows. Okay, so like I said, to jump into this, I need to see price take out this resistance at 2.047. Okay, 2.047. Edgy, hope you got that. highs on 2.047 resistance. We get a break above that. That would be the trigger to long pounds AUD. Okay. For today's edition of the morning market review. All right. Thank you.